students, today I am going to deal with the very interesting topic and the most weightage portion of the physics portion of 12th class, that is ray optics. Ray optics, it is carrying a huge weightage in our 12th board exams, that is near about 14 to 15 marks weightage in every board exam it carries. So in optics we are basically dealing in 12th class with two branches of optics, that is first is ray optics and second one is wave optics. First chapter is ray optics and now the second chapter we will be going to deal with the wave optics chapter. Okay, so now let's get started the most weightage portion of our 12th class physics, that is ray optics branch. Do you know what is optics? It is simple concept. It is basically a simple concept branch of physics. Obviously we are dealing with the physics portion, physics subject. So what will be it? It is the branch of physics in which we are dealing with the study of light. Okay, ऑप्टिक्स से ही वर्ड से हम लोगों को पता चल जा रहा है कि हम लोगों को लाइट के कंसेप्ट पे डीलिंग करनी है. Why we are considering it as light and by the word optics? Because you do you know the concept? The surgeon use that ophthalmologist. Ophthalmologist means eye surgeon or the doctor which is dealing with the eye surgery and eye treatment of a patient. So ophthalmologists, opticals, spectacles. Why we are using spectacle words? If we are having the defect of eye, then we will obviously wear the spectacles in our eyes. Okay, to cure that defect. So that spectacles also plays a huge role in ray optics branch, because we are using in that concept like lens, mirror, etc. to cure that defected eyes and proper imagination of that particular image formation. Okay, so here in this optics branch of physics we are basically dealing with the concept of light. In that optic branch we have three sub branches in that part. Okay, that three subdivided branch of that optics we include first ray optics, which we will be going to deal here. Okay, and then second part is wave optics. You have already heard many times wave. Even in 11th class physics chapter also we have that wave chapter. Okay, now what is wave? We can clearly imagine by a simple example. If we drop a stone in an ocean or river, we can clearly see the formation of a wave in that ocean or river. Okay, so that how we can imagine the wave. Okay, and we can also imagine that simple pendulum concept, etc. But here we are dealing with that ocean concept of wave. Okay, so in that wave optics we will be going to deal with the many crucial concept of physics which will be going to use in our day-to-day life. Okay, and many concept. Okay, and now the next topic is quantum physics. Okay, in quantum physics what we are going to deal? We are going to deal dual nature of light. Okay, dual nature of light is going to deal about in the chapter quantum physics. Okay, in quantum physics also we have already studied in earlier classes like 11th. In 11th class chemistry chapter, structure of atom, there are basic few concept of quantum physics, quantum mechanics basically. In that there was a concept of NLM cells, NLM concepts, and the structure of atom, how it is arranged, what we call to the N, what represent L, etc. Okay, what is that orbital, and there are shells, respective shells of orbitals, KLMN. Okay, so and that chapter and on that basics of physics we can easily study about quantum physics, and later on we will cover the whole quantum physics chapter. Okay, so I have to deal today with the chapter ray optics. Okay, so I will be dealing with the ray optics. So let's get study what is actually the ray optics. Ray, it is dealing with the ray optics. Okay, we are dealing with the ray optics in which we study image formation. Basically, why we are dealing with the ray optics, so that by using different n number of rays, we can form an image, so that we can productively analyze the result. Okay, so in that chapter we will dealing with the image formation by two basic concept of physics. Images formed by two basic concepts like that reflection of light and refraction of light. Okay, so first let's get deal about the reflection of light chapter of that physics portion. Okay, what is actually the reflection of light? It is just the bouncing back of light in same medium. In same medium means it is reflection, because the refraction occurs in different medium. So we can get the hint if we get any words like same medium, that means we are dealing with the reflection branch of optics, ray optics. Okay, so light energy bounce back to the same medium, then it is reflection of light. You can easily get to know here reflection of light. I will draw a bit diagram of that, okay, so that you can easily imagine that reflection of light. Okay, here I am drawing a mirror. It is the polished surface, it is coated with silver, so that we can easily imagine the reflection of light. Okay, it is a plain mirror. Here we are drawing an incidence ray. Now we get reflected ray by incidence ray when it's bounced back to the surface. Okay, so when an incidence ray and refracted ray bounce back in the same medium, you can see here clearly that this medium and this medium are the same, both are same, and the incident ray and reflected ray both are in the same medium. And if they are in the same medium, then the phenomena what is taking about, this is reflection, which is gonna study we here. Okay, so this is the angle of incidence, this is the angle of reflection, and this is the normal ray, normal line. Okay, here let us imagine the surrounding medium, which is air, and this is the same medium, air. So you can see both incidence ray and reflected ray are in the same medium, that is what? Air. So you can see that in this reflection of light, the medium remains same. When light rays bounce back, then the medium will remain same, constant. Okay, so now let's get started about the next concepts of our topic, reflection of light. We are dealing here with the reflection of light, so let's get further detail in that portion. Okay, so for studying reflection of light, you have to deal with the certain laws of reflection, which you have already gone through the 10th class and 8th class concepts. Okay, so now I am going to revise that concept of reflection of light, and then we will gonna move on forward. Okay, so let's get revised fast the what is laws of reflection of light. First, laws of reflection of light tells us about incident angle and reflected angle. What are they and what are their nature in relation? Okay, so they are in relation with equivalence. Okay, so angle of incidence, if angle of incidence of ours is equals to angle of reflection, then there is laws of reflection validity. Okay, here in reflection of light, angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. Okay, here I have drawn the incidence ray, and this is the reflected ray. Here angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. This is the normal ray. Okay, it's the polished surface. Here angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection, then this is the phenomena of reflection which is going to take place. Okay, and the next point of that law is incidence ray, that is this ray, incidence ray. Okay, and the reflected ray, this reflected ray, and normal, this line, normal line. Okay, they all lies in same plane. See, this is the same plane of that incidence ray, normal and reflected ray. Okay, and they are at the point of incidence. They all meet at the point of incidence in same plane. Then this law will be valid. Okay, and now let's discuss further detail of the reflection. Reflection further also deals with the two types of reflection there are. There are regular reflection and diffuse reflection. In regular reflection, the surface is regular. It is smooth surface like this bench. It is like smooth surface like here. It is smooth surface means plane as related, and in regular surface is plane. Okay, like this way. Here this is a regular surface, okay, and in this way this is an irregular surface. Diffused reflection take place here only, okay, in irregular surface. Okay, in reflection there are two types, regular reflection and diffuse reflection. In regular reflection, incidence rays are in parallel. These are the several incidence ray which all are parallel to each other. Then what will going to happen? Reflected ray will also be parallel to each other. This is the reflected ray which I have drawn, and if incidence rays are parallel to each other, then reflected ray will also be the parallel to each other. Okay, this process take place only in the regular reflection, means when the surface is regular. Okay, here you can see this is the regular surface. Okay, and what happens in diffuse? In diffuse you can clearly imagine, diffuse word itself says that it's means the surface is not correlated, that is not plane, it is irregular surface. Like this is the zigzag pattern of diffuse surface. Area is not clear, area is diffuse, area is not regular. Okay, here if we draw many incidence ray, although they are parallel to each other or not parallel to each other, but the reflected ray will not be parallel to each other. Okay, means incidence ray will be parallel or not parallel. Reflected ray will not gonna parallel to each other. You can see here they are intersecting. If they are intersecting, how they gonna parallel? Means they are not parallel to each other. Okay, so in this concept, in diffuse surface case, in diffuse reflection type, then there will what reflected ray will not be parallel to each other. Okay, so let's get move further. What is the concept of object and image? Okay, now let's study about the different types of objects and image. We are having here two types of objects. Okay, and how we can decide what is the object and how we are dealing with that. This is the object. We can easily get to that point by incidence ray. By incidence ray we can decide whether it is an object and which type of object it is. Okay, so there are two concepts, which is real object and virtual object. Okay, so we will be deciding the objects by incidence ray. So let's get started with the two object types on the basis of incidence ray. Okay, if the incidence ray which is falling is diverging in nature, means what is the type of what is the nature of that ray? This is diverging in nature. Then what will be the object? Then it will be the real object. Okay, if the incidence ray nature is diverging, then object will be real. Okay, here you can clearly see, है ना, this is the real object because the nature of incidence ray is diverging in nature. Okay, now the second type of object is virtual object. Okay, in virtual object we are seeing that incidence ray which is falling are opposite to that nature. Okay, so here if we are already deal about the diverging nature, then let's get started on the next topic with another nature, lights converging nature. Okay, diverging nature, what it exactly means? Mean the points diverged at a one point. Okay, diverging nature, and diverging nature means it diverge, means if there is a single point then it will diverge in many different ways. Okay, like this point is diverging in different direction. Okay, and what's the convergence means? Convergence means they are converging at a point, means many rays will be meeting at a single point, that is convergence which is taking place. Okay, means it is converging. Okay, so in case of virtual object, we will be getting incidence ray nature as converging in nature. Okay, then the object will be virtual. Okay, and how we will be deciding image? If we are deciding object by incidence ray, then what's the part left? That is reflected ray. So we can be easily deciding where is image, what is the type of image by the reflected ray. Okay, by reflected ray we can easily demonstrate what is the type of image and what is that image. Okay, now let's move on the further concept. Okay, what is the characteristics of image? We are at last be dealing with the image and we will be getting image, and so let's get discussed about the characteristics of image. Characteristics means what's the internal qualities they are having. Okay, qualities of image. We are dealing with the qualities of image. Okay, so what is that qualities? They are real object. For a real object, if we are having with us a real object, means diverging nature of incidence ray, then if in case of real object, image will be virtual. Just let's focus. Okay, generally we're dealing with that if there are real, then the object, if object is real, then image will be real. No, it is not that case. If the object is real, then image will be virtual. They are opposite to each other. They are the case of vice versa. Okay, means real object forms image which is the nature of virtual image. Okay, real object form virtual image. Okay, and if object and image are equidistant from mirror, okay, means in case of image of real object, okay, they are in equidistance of each other. Okay, this is the plane mirror we are having, and if we have our object this way and it is suppose the distance is x, then image will be also at the distance of x behind the mirror. Okay, so behind the mirror their distance is same, means object distance from the mirror is x, then the image distance from the mirror will be also x. Okay, means they are equidistant to each other, distance will be same. Okay, same distance. Okay, और इमेज का टाइप क्या होगा हमारा? अगर ये वर्चुअल इमेज फॉर्म कर रहा है तो हमारे नेचर कैसा होगा इमेज का? इरेक्ट and of same size. Okay, that see, you can see here clearly object is in this much length and the image is also having the same length. Okay, means size is same. Okay, same size we are getting here. Okay, okay, and the nature is erect. Okay, erect means straight, means if object is this way, then image will be also in this way with same length. Okay, okay, but if the image is real, let's get started here. Let's, if we are having image, if we are saying that we are having image real, then what will happen? Then it will be inverted. This is the plane mirror, and if the object is this way, upward, then image will be downward, because inverted image is formed in case of real object. Okay, inverted means if one position is upside, then the another position will be downside. Okay, this is upward position and this is downward position. Okay, if one part is upward, then another part will be downward. Okay, this happens in real image case, that is, it is inverted. Okay, and virtual image having erect and same size niche. Okay, so let's get discussed a bit small topic and concept, lateral inverted. Laterally inverted. Word itself says inverted. Okay. Hana, inverted means we are getting the change in that alphabet or any shape. Okay. So if we are drawing P like this, then behind the mirror it will be opposite to that case. Okay. That is that. You can clearly see that it is opposite to that of P. Okay, for first P, it is opposite to the second P. Okay, so it is the inverted P. Okay, in laterally inverted case, we are getting inverted positions. Okay, now let's get deal about the key concept, which is deviation, which we will be dealing in this chapter. Okay, deviation. Deviation, you have already heard about that common word in your day-to-day life. Like your parents says to you, you are getting deviated from your studies. You are not having proper concentration on your studies. Okay, what they are trying to say, that means you are deviating from your studies. Means you are not having a proper focus on your studies. You are getting deviated, distracted in different fields like games, sports, TV, etc. Okay, so in that case, we are getting deviated. So here in physics also we are getting deviation, means we are getting deviated from our original pathway. Okay, from our original pathway we are getting deviated. Original pathway say we are getting deviated. Okay, like here you can see clearly we have drawn that incidence ray here and we are getting reflected ray here by the concept of reflection of light. Okay, this is the mirror, plane mirror, and polished surface. We are getting incidence angle, reflected angle. But see clearly what is the falling of incidence ray. Incidence ray is falling here, so it must go in a straight line according to us. But what is actually happening here? It is getting deviated from its pathway. Okay, so original pathway is get deviated. Okay, original pathway, what is happening? Original pathway is getting deviated. Okay, original pathway is getting deviated. Okay, in that case, that original pathway will be what? Here will be the original pathway. But what is the case actually? Actually the reflected ray goes in the same medium according to laws of reflection. Okay, so here what will happen? The incidence ray position is changed from the original position. There is a bit deviation in that ray of light. Okay, so here deviation is taking place. Originality will be what? Originality will be here. It will be goes on the same line here, but actually it is going in the reflected ray in same medium upside. Okay, it is not going downside. Downward it is not going. Okay, so this much part is getting deviated. Okay, actually it's the position is, actual position is this, but it is going in the this position. So this much part deviation is there. So let's get calculate the value of deviation. We know a single linear line, what is make? It makes 180-degree angle. If there is a linear line, straight line or linear line, then it will make, obviously it will make 180-degree angle. Straight line makes 180-degree angle. So here this is the straight line. So this whole complete angle is 180-degree. Let's get subtract the another angle from it. This, if we subtract another angle from this part, then we will get the required desired value. Okay, so we have to calculate here deviation. Okay, so we are subtracting deviation. This is the complete angle 180-degree, and We know by laws of reflection, incidence angle is what? Equals to reflected angle. If incidence angle is equals to reflected angle, then both value will be same. Let's suppose that the values goes on to be I. Okay, then I is equals to R, which is equivalent to angle I. Okay, then angle I plus angle R, what will it results? It will results I plus I, means 2I. Okay, so here this part we are getting as 2I because they are equal. Angle of incidence equals to angle of reflection. So we are here getting this part as 2I. Okay, so for getting deviation value, let us subtract the 2I value from 180 degree. Then you will easily get on to the value of deviation. Okay, let's get solve one question numerical related to that. If we are giving angle of incidence equals to 60 degree, then what will be the angle of reflection? Angle of reflection will always be 60 degree according to law of reflection, that is angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. So the both are equivalent to 60 degree angle. Okay, and here we are having 180 degree case, and let's suppose we are given a theta angle which is equals to 30 degree. This theta angle is glancing angle. Okay, glancing angle of incidence. Theta is glancing angle of incidence. We can calculate this by formula rho equals to 2 theta. Okay, so here we have sum up with this topic content of ray optics. Okay, here we have deal with the basics, laws, and that two branch reflection and reflection. Okay, reflection and refraction, types of object, types of image, laws related to that image formation. Okay, deviation concept and that formula. Okay, so here we are summing with this content of ray optics portion. We are dealing further, we have to go on deal with further part of that topics, like we have to deal with the types of mirror and their formation with different types of mirror. Like two types of mirror are there, types like mirror types, convex and concave mirror. Okay, after completing convex and concave mirror, we have to deal with lens. Okay, which is the key concept of that part, because already you have learned mirror in your earlier classes like 10th and 8th. Okay, so here we are going to deal with lens, convex lens, their nature and formation of images by them. Okay, convex lens, concave lens. Okay, both type of lens we are going to deal with here. Okay, and their formation of images with the help of them. Okay, then we will gonna deal about microscope. Two type of microscope in this, simple microscope and compound microscope, image formation by them, their diagram, their question, respected question with that part, telescope. Okay, so we are be dealing with the chapters in this chapter, this portions and the various numerical related with that. Okay, so I am ending the video for today class here, and in next class I will be dealing with the lenses, types of lens, image formation with them, microscope, two types of microscope, simple and compound microscope, telescope, which is the main weightage portion of our chapter. Okay, so thank you students for now, and please subscribe my channel, press the bell icon for notifications so that you can get easily further videos related with that, the videos of microscope, telescope and many more subjects videos, topics videos. Okay, so please like, share, comment and subscribe my channel. Thank you.